Mumbai votes today in a high-stakes battle for the control of the country's richest civic body, Asia's richest civic body, viewers. The contest has turned into a fierce Maha-Mumbai Mukabla, with the Shinde-Fadnavis Mahayuti on one side and the Thackeray camp and their allies on the other side. And voting across 29 municipal corporations is being held across Maharashtra.
That's right, Gauri. In fact, a total of 3.48 crore voters will be voting today, and the BMC touches lives of 2.5 crore voters alone. There are 15,000 candidates that are in the fray. Some 2,000 corporators are going to be voted today, and the spotlight is on BMC, like you rightly pointed out. It has a budget of 74,000 crores, and there are 227 seats that are going to be in the fray today. But most importantly, this election is taking place after 2017. 2017 was when the BJP got about 82 seats. The undivided Shiv Sena got 84 seats. This is the first time that the Shiv Sena is divided and the Thackeray brothers have come together. Raj Thackeray and of course Uddhav Thackeray, and the fight is for BMC, which has been a Thackeray stronghold since 1985. So it's been a 40-year-long journey. There was just a gap of 4 years in between, but it is the last bastion of the Thackeray brothers. So the fight is going to be bitter, crucial, and in some ways it's going to be defining on who gets to rule Mumbai and also influence its politics.
Absolutely. And as Vasudha put that very well, viewers, this matters for all sides, but more so for the Thackeray brothers. There's a lot at stake. Their political survival rests on whether they are able to remain in power as far as BMC is concerned, and for MNS, whether it's going to be relevant or not. It's one thing to come up with ugly, dirty jibes on rallies, but is Raj Thackeray going to matter in Mumbai politics? We're going to know that answer tomorrow itself in 24 hours. Let's first let's get you some of those reactions coming in on the big story that we're tracking for you.
बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. मैं हमेशा कहते आ रहा हूँ कि ये मौका ऐसा है जहाँ पे आपको अपना ओपिनियन आप मतदान के ज़रिए आप एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हो, और जो आप चाहते हो उसमें एक एक बूंद, हम जैसे कहते हैं कि एक एक बूंद इम्पोर्टेंट होता है. तो ये अगर रिज़ल्ट जो आप चाहते हो वो अगर रियलाइज़ करना है तो हर एक इंसान को आके मतदान करना चाहिए. लोगों से अपील मैं खुद यहाँ पे हूँ, तो ये इटसेल्फ इज शोज किया ना कि इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर एवरी सिटीजन.
मैं यही कहूँगा, सारे मुंबई वालों को कहूँगा, आके वोट जरूर करें. रादर कि हम कंप्लेन करते हैं कि पानी नहीं आ रहा, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं आ रहा, रोड ठीक नहीं है, कचरा है, ये है वो है. इट्स नाउ आवर टर्न. हम सबको आना चाहिए और हो सके सारे के सारे आने चाहिए ताकि हम वोटिंग करके सही मतदान, सही बंदा चुन सकें. सो दैट इज़ इट. अगर और साथ में यही कहूँगा कि अगर मुंबई का असली हीरो बनना है तो डायलॉग बाजी नहीं, आके सीधे वोटिंग करें.
I think it gives us a sense of control, a little bit of power over the narrative, and I am voting both out of habit and hope. Thank you.
मैं समझता हूं कि मेरे अस्तित्व की निशानी है वोट करना, और इसके लिए मैं वो 3-4 घंटे वहां से और अभी वापस इमीडिएट जा रहा हूं मैं. तो प्लीज कृपया आप वोट कीजिए. धन्यवाद.
टाइम पे चुनाव रखेगा. आई होप जो भी जीत के आएगा वो टाइम पे चुनाव रखे. ये भी बहुत ज़रूरी है इस देश के लिए, प्रजातंत्र के लिए. लेकिन जिस कदर हमारे शहर के हालात हुए पिछले कुछ दिनों में, तो अरमान ये है कि बेहतर हो.
आप युवाओं से क्या कहेंगे कि बढ़ चढ़ कर आए, मतदान करें, अपील करेंगे?
मैंने कहना बंद कर दिया है. जिसको आना है आओ. आपका देश है, आपका शहर है, आपकी जिम्मेदारी है. संभाल सको तो संभालो, नहीं तो घर पे बैठो और मतलब जो भी कर रहे हो करो. बिकॉज ये जो मुझे दिख रहा है यहाँ पे पब्लिक का नामो निशान नहीं है. अंदर ऑफिशियल ज़्यादा है, पब्लिक कम है. इतनी शर्मनाक बात है. इतनी ये हर इंडियन को दर्द होना चाहिए ये देख के, क्योंकि अगर हम अपना देश नहीं संभालेंगे, उसकी जिम्मेदारी नहीं उठाएंगे, तो जो हो रहा है वो होता रहेगा.
मुंबई में लोग
कहता हूं कि वो हमारे अस्तित्व की निशानी है. हमको बाहर निकलना ही पड़ेगा, और फिर बाद में वो तकरार करने की आपको कोई मुभा नहीं है, मतलब वो अधिकार नहीं बनता आपका फिर.
जी, मैं मुंबई कर से सबसे मैं यही विनती करती हूँ कि आप सब लोगों को वोट देने के लिए आना चाहिए। जैसा अभी सुबह सुबह मैं आ गई हूँ वोट देने के लिए, मेरा आगे बहुत काम है, करेंगे, लेकिन दिस इज़ वेरी वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर एवरी सिटीजन ऑफ मुंबई। अगर आपको सुरक्षा चाहिए, प्रगति चाहिए मुंबई में अच्छी हवा चाहिए, गड्ढा मुक्त रोड्स चाहिए, इन सब चीज़ के लिए हम सबको जिम्मेदार लेना पड़ेगा। हम सबको, एवरीबडी हैज़ टू बी रेस्पॉन्सिबल एंड कम एंड वोट देने का जो अधिकार है उसे जताएंगे, तभी आपका मुंबई तो इज़ द बेस्ट सिटी इन द वर्ल्ड, आई विल से, और भी अच्छा हो सकता है, और भी बढ़िया हो सकता है। इसके लिए आप सब लोगों को साथ देना चाहिए। सो आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल द सिटीजन्स ऑफ आवर मुंबई टू कम एंड वोट।
मुझे लगता है कि नागरिक जिस अपेक्षा से वोट करता है, जनप्रतिनिधि होने के बाद उस जनप्रतिनिधि का ये कर्तव्य है कि वो अपेक्षा जो है वो पूरी करे, उस अपेक्षा पे उतरे। और उसके लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी ऐसी पार्टी है कि हम सत्ता के लिए इलेक्शन नहीं लड़ते, हमें सत्ता चाहिए इसलिए हम चुनाव नहीं लड़ते, हमें लोक सेवा करनी है, हमें नीचे से ऊपर तक आखिरी व्यक्ति से लेके हमारे शहर हो, राज्य हो, देश हो, इसके लिए काम करना होता है।
It's a great privilege to participate in this festival of democracy. Mumbai is India's financial and commercial capital. We are all proud to be Mumbaikars. We see the future of a developed and prosperous nation from the lens of Mumbai's progress and growth. I appeal to every Mumbaikar to exercise their right to vote as a duty towards their beloved city, for good governance, for fast-paced progress, for ensuring the well-being of every resident of Mumbai, and to guarantee India's success on the global stage, which starts from Mumbai.
साफ रखोगे, इलाके को प्रोग्रेस करते हुए देखोगे, तभी देश की प्रगति भी होगी। तो आई थिंक दिस इज बाय फार द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट इलेक्शंस। हम सिर्फ रोते रहते हैं कि बीएमसी ये नहीं करती, बीएमसी वो नहीं करती, हम कुछ नहीं करते। बीएमसी वाले देखेंगे तो बीएमसी जितना काम करती है, आप रात को 2 बजे देखो तो क्लीनिंग चालू है, फेंकने वाले तो हम ही है ना। तो आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट वोट, और सभी को बाहर निकल के वोट करना जरूरी है, बहुत बहुत जरूरी है।
कौन कौन से मुद्दे हैं जो आपके दिमाग में हैं?
आई थिंक हर चीज जो हम ही क्रिएट करते हैं, मुद्दे है कुछ नहीं, मुद्दे हम क्रिएट करते हैं। कचरा हम फेंकते हैं, एयर क्वालिटी के लिए भी हम ही कहीं ना कहीं हम ही जिम्मेदार है। यू नो, हम जिस तरीके से एनवायरनमेंट को अब्यूज करते हैं, पेड़ हम ही काटते हैं, दुकान के सामने हो या कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट पे हो, तो ये नहीं कोशिश करेंगे कि उसे रिप्लेस करें, हम काट के फिर निकल जाते, फ्लैट बेच के निकल जाते हैं। तो आई थिंक इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि, और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, मुंबई का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जिस तरीके से बढ़ रहा है, आई थिंक शायद ही दुनिया में कहीं भी बढ़ रहा है। तो आई थिंक वी ऑल नीड टू कोऑपरेट एंड मेक श्योर कि हम साथ दे जो भी आए, एंड बी विद देम, यू नो, एंड इट बिगिंस विथ होम। देखिए, घर तो साफ रखते हैं सब लोग, ऐसे क्यों है फिर सोसाइटी को साफ नहीं रखते, स्ट्रीट्स को साफ नहीं रखते। तो इस इलाके को, इस शहर को अपना ही समझिए और अपना घर समझिए। और सी, मेरे लिए ये मेरी कर्म भूमि है, तो ज्यादा मायने रखती है कि मैं दूसरे के घर में आया हूँ और उसका मैं ख्याल रख रहा हूँ। आई मीन, जन्मभूमि मेरी भले दूसरी हो, लेकिन कर्मभूमि ने मुझे सब कुछ दिया। अगर सुनील शेट्टी जाना जाता है किसी चीज के लिए, इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ व्हाट मुंबई हैज गिवन मी, सो आई विल ऑलवेज बी इंडेटेड।
सर, वोटर्स में कंफ्यूजन है, आपको ऐसा लग रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ सो मेनी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज इन द फ्रे? आपको
लोकशाही प्रजातांत्रिक रचना में रचना का एक अनिवार्य भाग चुनाव है, और इसलिए वो नागरिकों का कर्तव्य भी है। तो संतुलित विचार करके, जनहित का विचार करके योग्य लगता है उस उम्मीदवार को मत देना, वोट देना, ये अपना कर्तव्य रहता है। उस दिन का वो पहला कर्तव्य होता है, इसलिए मैंने पहले आके नंबर लगाया।
माँ मुंबा देवी और सिद्धि विनायक के गणपति पापा का आशीर्वाद लेके अब मतदान होगा। मेरी विनंती है हर एक मुंबईकर को पहले मतदान फिर जलपान, ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है मुंबई की प्रगति के लिए कि आप बाहर आएँ, आपका मत दें, क्योंकि प्रजातंत्र लोकतंत्र की एक खूबी है। जब आप वोट करते हैं तब आप सवाल प्रश्न चिन्ह उठा सकते हैं। जो आप वोट ही नहीं करें तो आप एक सिर्फ साइलेंट स्पेक्टेटर रहेंगे।
My
All
colleague,
right. Saurav Gupta joins us, Vasudha, for more on this. He's been tracking the Thackeray brothers. And Saurav, Vasudha and I here in the studios have been talking about why this is such a make or break election for the two Thackeray brothers. They've come after 20 years. Their Marathi identity is at stake. Walk us through how it's looking like on ground.
Well, this has been an election where identity politics has taken center stage, but I'm at the booth where Uddhav Thackeray and his family are expected to vote, and we're seeing voters come in since the morning. The voting process is taking some time, is what we are being given to understand, but I'll try and get in a word from a few voters. Sir, have you been able to cast your vote? What time did you come in, and has the process been smooth?
Absolutely. It took half an hour.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
And were there crowds inside? Is there a fairly decent line?
Yeah, it was well organized.
All
yeah,
right.
I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Mumbaikars coming out to vote. This is one of the most closely watched voting booths, like I said, because the Thackeray family is going to come here and cast their vote. There's a lot of voters coming in here. In fact, I'll ask my camera person to show you the queue inside as well, which is a good sign. And it's important because turnout is going to be very important today. The turnout is, of course, something that everyone's keeping an eye on. Mumbai has struggled with turnouts during civic body elections. One hopes that changes for the better. But what we know is that this is an important election. And there is, of course, there are always multiple issues at stake. Identity politics, politics of development, who inherits the legacy of the Sena, Eknath Shinde versus the Thackerays. The BJP, can it actually have that triple engine Sarkar, the unfinished project of Mumbai? Because remember, last time around the BMC got 82, the Sena undivided then got 84, but the mayoral post went to the Sena because there was an alliance at that time. So a lot of things have changed since then, but an important election nevertheless.
Politics,
like you
Maharashtra
said,
politics for several years. Help me understand this one thing. Bandra is always like this high-profile seat that all of us want to report on. Remember last time in 2024, I remember covering the seat for Zishan versus Varun Sardesai, who's a maternal cousin of Aditya Thackeray. Now, a few days ago, there was a stabbing incident of one of the Muslim candidates of Shiv Sena, Haji Qureshi. So it's always been a high-profile seat, also a volatile seat and a cosmopolitan one. Explain to us the importance of Bandra and what do you think is going to happen when it comes to the election outcomes of the Bandra seat?
it's also a seat that's thrown up results that are surprising, and therefore, while Matoshri Kalanagar is, of course, the residence of Uddhav Thackeray and has been the power center, so to speak, in the Shiv Sena for a very long time. Raj Thackeray, of course, lives in Dadar. He's going to be voting at Balmohan Vidya Mandir. Uddhav Thackeray is going to be voting here, but this is a seat that's also an indicator of the influence of the Thackerays. And while they've not always won this seat, this has also been a seat that they have a very deep connect to, because the residence is here, and therefore this is always a closely watched seat, irrespective of candidates, irrespective of election. This seat or this ward in this election is always going to be closely watched because of the immense significance it holds by virtue of being the Matoshri residence being situated here.
So, Gauri, I think the stakes are really high for the Thackeray brothers, because while we talk about this 40-year-old dominance that they've had over BMC, this is more about survival than strategy. And I think what happens in BMC polls will not just decide the future of the Thackerays, but also the future of Mumbai and the way we see Mumbai. Because, Marathi Manus is considered so crucial to Mumbai. But is the Marathi Manus really that influential when it comes to deciding the election outcome of the local bodies? That will also be decided tomorrow, is what I think.
Over the years, that electoral arithmetic has actually changed. When you talk about the demographic shift, the biggest thing that has happened is that you now have Marathi Manus at about 35-38% of the population. That has reduced. The Muslim population is about 18 to 20 odd percent. That has increased in the last 20 odd years. So the overall electoral arithmetic, so to say, has shifted, and that's one of the biggest influential factors in determining how the results actually come out. And let's take that to our guests joining us. Sameer Bakre, who's representing the BJP, and we have Mahesh Chavan, who's the spokesperson of the NCP SP faction, and we also have Sudhir Suryavanshi, author and senior editor of the New Indian Express. And before we get in the two netas, representing the two ends of the political ideological spectrum here, let's get in Sudhir Suryavanshi on just this aspect, the demographic shift, the overall reduction in the Marathis in the last 20 odd years. Sub 40% is what they've come down to. And the big charge has been about how the BMC hasn't done anything for its core vote bank, Marathis. Sudhir Suryavanshi.
Of Mumbai has, changed drastically. Earlier it was mostly dominated by the Marathi voters, but number of Marathi voters are reducing day by day because Mumbai is not, affordable city for them. Therefore, most of them are, going to far-flung suburb area like Panvel, Vasi, Virar, or most of them, those were mill workers, they shifted to their native places. Earlier, the Dadar, Parel, all these were the den of the Marathi people because of mills and all these textile mills. But nowadays there are no mills, so jobs is major concern for them. And another anecdote I just want to add in, when the Subhash Desai from the Shiv Sena, he contested against the Vidya Thakur, who is North Indian. First time he lost by 6,000 votes. First time. Second time he lost by 20,000 votes. So it shows that how demography has been changing in Mumbai speedily. In Mumbai, Muslims are
far more vocal, and the fact that every leader has to now say that only a Marathi will be the mayor also means while Marathis might be coming down and migrants might be increasing, and the point that you mentioned that there's more interstate migration and not interstate migration also in some ways makes it clear that Mumbai will remain a Marathi city and the Marathi voter will remain very vocal, although the non-Marathi migrants will keep coming in. Let me ask this question to Sameer Wankhede. Sameer Wankhede, was this election in some ways a little something of a dilemma for you guys? Because, like Gauri pointed out, we had comments from Raj Thackeray, Annamalai, and the BJP has been very strategically reaching out to the non-Marathi voters. Yes, you have a Maratha Maratha Deputy Chief Ministers, and you also have a Marathi Chief Minister who comes from Nagpur, a corporator who, rose within the party. But yes, you have been reaching out to a lot of non-Marathi population with comments that have been made from people like Sanjay Rawat and even your own Kripa Shankar Singh. Did you feel the need to reach out to Marathis more this time?
Actually, our party and Mahayuti, Bharatiya Janata Party and Mahayuti has approached this election only on one agenda, that is the Vikas and development agenda. We have on one side our vision is there, other side confusion is there. On one side we are talking about growth, their track record is of corruption. On one side there is merit and other side there is family dynasty. So we are approaching this election purely on the track record of our Honorable Chief Minister Devendraji Fadnavis, what he has done for Mumbai. We are not approaching this election as North Indians, Muslims, or Marathi people. We are approaching this as an election for the citizens of Mumbai. So let me put it very clearly that since Thackeray brothers don't have any track record to show, they are trying to take this election on the issue of Marathi Manus, but for Marathi Manus also, they are getting exposed. So Marathi Manus was driven out of Mumbai and Thackeray brothers shifted to their big palatial bungalows. So this is the irony of Thackeray brothers. Our Honorable Chief Minister Devendra ji has given Marathi people home at their own places. For example, BDD Chawl and other places. What Thackeray brothers are just one line. What Thackeray brothers are offering mimicry.
आज मोहन जी ने एक बयान दिया, उन्होंने कहा है कि ईवीएम मशीन से नोटा हटा देनी चाहिए. कैसे देखते हैं इसको? नोटा जो ऑप्शन होता है उसको हटा देना चाहिए.
बिल्कुल सही बात है, क्योंकि ये अधिकार है. हम जो भी अवेलेबल बेस्ट है उसको अपने वोट का उपयोग करें. वोट फंडामेंटल राइट है और ये राइट जो है इसका उपयोग करना चाहिए.
क्या आह्वान करेंगे मतदाताओं को?
मतदान करिए, लोकतंत्र है. आपको किसी को भी मतदान करने का आपको अधिकार है और मतदान किसी भी हालत में करना चाहिए, यही मैं लोगों से आह्वान करता हूँ.
हमेशा से देखा गया है कि परसेंटेज वोटिंग जो परसेंटेज होता है वो कम होता है, तो
उसका कभी कभी याद ही हो कि आज भी इधर के नाम उधर, उधर के नाम उधर. ये सिस्टम को और सुधारने की आवश्यकता है. इसके कारण लोगों की कल भी तकरारें बहुत आई थी. एक बार इसको और अच्छी तरीके से चेक करके अच्छा करना पड़ेगा.
All right, there's breaking news also coming in. While we keep speaking about the larger impact of it, what needs to be understood is people, Mumbaikars need to go out and vote. Look at the numbers, Vasudha, that has come in 9:30 a.m. Only 7% voter turnout.
Absolutely, Gauri. And let me tell our viewers that, Gauri, you were one of the few people who voted for civic polls in Delhi. And I remember I feel so guilty because a lot of us don't really vote for civic polls. And this is a wake-up call, not just to Mumbaikars, but to everybody in this country, that if you are asking questions of the government, you should also be voting when it comes to municipality polls.
Yes, indeed. You know, and let's get in Abhishek, who's joining us from Dadar. He has all the details about the numbers that don't look good right now. How can Mumbaikars expect anything to be done for their city if they don't even go out and vote? Abhishek?
Okay, let's go to the Mahesh Chavan, who's the NCP SP spokesperson. Mr. Chavan, do you think that this merger that happened, at least tactical, strategic merger that happened, is something that will stay on for the months to come? Because I'm sure NCP SP, with the way the first phase of the civic polls unraveled and also the assembly polls, many of you could be hoping that this union stays intact.
Good morning. Let me first appeal to all the voters to come out in large numbers to vote to make our democracy stronger and stable. Secondly, coming to the question which you have asked, I feel had BJP not gone solo, we wouldn't have joined hands with BJP, with Ajit Dada Pawar NCP, right? You tell me one thing, why should we lose an opportunity wherein BJP's own alliance partners wanted to join hands with us to defeat BJP? So this was an opportunity for us. And lastly, these elections, local body elections, are basically about the cadre, right? About the local workers. So we let them take the decision depending on the local situation there. And they were of the opinion that if we make an alliance with Ajit Dada Pawar, it would be beneficial for both of us. So that is why we are here. And currently, our focus is only on these elections. About merging the parties and union on for long term and all, there is no agenda. There is no proposal from either sides. So no point discussing that. Of course, these things, news are going on in media. I do agree.
But Mahesh, one question quickly. What do you think is going to happen with Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad? What happens if BJP wins?
Okay, so that alliance remains in opposition.
Okay, it's actually been an election of confusing coalitions. That's what you are seeing coming out in several of these pockets. And you know, before we tell our viewers about the big controversies that have overshadowed this election, let's also get in Chitra Batham, spokesperson of the Congress party. We've spoken a lot about the Thackeray brothers who've come together because it's a matter of survival for them. We've spoken about Mahayuti because the BJP feels that the triple engine sarkar that they're talking about could actually come through in Mumbai. Chitra Batham, talk to us about what is the Congress's strategy. It says they did not want to partner with the Thackerays because they didn't want to align with the MNS. But look at how it played out when it was about the Pawars. So what exactly is the Congress's strategy here?
Good morning, Kasra, and good morning, Gauri. First of all, I'd like to tell you that we've seen the manner in which earlier the complete chaos was there when the ticket distribution phase was going on, and we have seen how there was no alliance by the Maharashtra government also in many places like Sambhajinagar, Nashik, Ulhasnagar, so on and so forth. Also, the manner in which the narrative has changed over the days by the parachute netas of the BJP who come in and say that Bombay is not part of Maharashtra. So I believe now these elections have become
nobody said Bombay is not part of Maharashtra. Nobody said Mumbai is not part of Maharashtra. But I guess that's what this election has all been about. Twisting of words, but go ahead, finish your point.
It is on record. It is on record. You want me to play the video?
I can also play the video, but let it not be reduced to this. But yeah, I can also play the video and I'll play the whole video. But yeah, go ahead.
So, all these blatant words against Mumbai, Maharashtra, their secret plans being spread out in the open, it has got no meaning. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
No, I'm waiting for this aggressive. I'm waiting for this aggression to play out on the election as well, and this aggression should play out in their poll strategy also. That is my question to you. That was my question to you.
I understood the dirty politics of the Maharashtra government that was formed. The Gaddars will definitely get their dues, and this time Mumbaikars and entire Maharashtra, wherever the Mahanagar Palika
very quickly, Rohit Chandavarkar, did you feel the rhetoric of Marathi versus non-Marathi really play out in Mumbai today? Because you've often pointed out how Mumbai as a city is changing. Even the Marathis in Mumbai are also changing. Do you think that it will succeed this time?
Vasudha, on this point, I'll quickly give you one historic reference, and that's important for all the panelists also and all viewers also to quickly understand. I know it's a busy day today and a lot of action happening, but we need to take a look at history briefly. Just look at Bala Thackeray, who formed a political party in Maharashtra in 1966, which was called Shiv Sena on the basis of Marathi Manus issues. Just look at Uddhav Thackeray, who ran that legacy ahead after Balasaheb's death, and just look at Raj Thackeray, who also formed his Maharashtra Navanirbman Sena for the protection of the rights of Marathi Manus. Okay, all these three leaders at some point had to give up the cause of Marathi and move towards Hindutva, right? Why did that happen? Because all these three leaders, prominent, colorful, flamboyant leaders, realized that in Mumbai city, which is their base, just talking about Marathi Manus was not enough for them for political survival. That's why you saw all these top three leaders moving at some point from Marathi Manus issue to Hindutva. Now we come to the present, and today, the reason the Thackeray cousins have now gone back to the Marathi Manus issue is simply because the BJP is the larger claim, the bigger claimant to the Hindutva cause. So they have nothing else left. And now they feel that, they can go back to the Marathi cause because there is 40% Marathi population in Mumbai. And that's the only reason they are, harping on this Marathi issue. Now, the point is, look at the young generation of Mumbai, middle-aged generation of Mumbai, Marathi-speaking people. Are they really concerned about that linguistic issue anymore? That is my point, which is I'm making again and again.
Absolutely.
Last point.
And I also think yes. Please go on.
Last point is just look at the percentage of voting that is happening in Mumbai. Nobody has talked about that on any show from morning till now. I'll just tell you that, in the last elections, multiple elections of BMC, voting percentage has been around just 42, 43, 47%.
That's really
only
low. But Rohit, part of me was just hoping that, with all these controversial statements coming up, maybe people would feel the need to go out and vote for whoever they want. But, that doesn't seem to be happening as of now. But yes, let's also take a look through all the controversies that happened, what people said, who are the ones who made news, the newsmakers, and also the ones who actually got reactions for what they said.
Indeed, and Vasudha, we're going to take our viewers through the biggest controversies that have really overshadowed this Bijli Sadak Pani election. The first and the biggest controversy, when Annamalai, Tamil Nadu BJP leader, came out and said Mumbai is an international city. He did not say Mumbai is not part of Maharashtra, as the Congress spokesperson is saying. He said Mumbai is an international city. Mumbai is the nerve center, financial nerve center of India, and to have an aspiration for it to be a global city is something that most Mumbaikars would agree with. But this was the big controversy, and what happened then? Raj Thackeray came out with the choicest of abuses we can't even say on air. Those are the B word that he spoke about. One was, he said, Anamalai, Rasmalai, he said, but he also used a B word which we can't even say on air. Those were the kind of choicest of slurs that Raj Thackeray, who by the way scored 0 in the last Vidhan Sabha elections, actually said. And that led to a barrage of war of words that happened. And Raj, of course, then revived the Lungi Hatao, Pungi Bajao slur. It isn't new. It has been the hallmark of Shiv Sena's politics, so to say, in the last 40 years. But for MNS, remember, which scored 0 in the last elections, this is a battle of staying relevant, staying even, worth talking about in these elections. And therefore, this slur made a comeback with Raj Thakray's rally just when the campaigning was ended. That's the first thing. And then, of course, MNS goons also issued these violent threats. Ironical, it was the Batoge Katoge poster that actually came out from MNS, which actually said that they issued these violent threats to North Indians, and then they also came out and spoke to their core Marathi audience, saying that if you do not come together, then it is a matter of survival. They went and said this to their Marathi vote bank. The Katoge Batoge remark, of course, was something that Yogi Adityanath had first said. As I said, deeply ironical that the BJP comment was picked up by now and is now being used by Raj Thackeray. Didn't end there. The Marathi identity battle really became the underlying big current of this election. And the Thackeray said that danger looms if you do not come together, and said that BJP is not concerned about Marathi Manus. We are the only ones who are the protectors, the guardians of Marathi identity, Marathi Asmita, and they've actually made this an entire campaign only about this. Even as the other side has said, well, talk about development, because you haven't spoken about that in the last 20 years. Vasudha.
Well, that's right. In fact, the controversies generated a lot of heat, Gauri, and we're just hoping that some of these controversies would have prompted voters to get out of their houses and vote, and that, I hope, is happening now in the course of this day. I'm just being very optimistic. Let me also get in other spokespersons now, but before that, Chitra Badam, one question to you. The Ambernath... okay. My colleague Abhishek Avasthi joins us with more details on this. Abhishek, help us understand what is the mahal there and how are people looking at today's polling?
Definitely, we are right present outside Bal Mohan Vidya Mandir, polling booth where Raj Thackeray along with his family is expected to come out to vote. And definitely being Dadar is one of the stronghold of Thackerays, and we are looking since morning a good amount of turnout. And as far as the voter turnout till 9:30 is concerned, the official figures are out 6.98%. Around 7% of voter turnout has been for the first initial 2 hours. Definitely it's not so good, but as the track record of Mumbai has been, they are not coming out aggressively, and that's what we are asking for them to come out, because when we report on ground on civic issues, we have Mumbaikars, making a point out there, but they don't come out to vote. So that's an important.
All right, let's